Yes, it's week 12 in the Major Arena Soccer League, where Landon Donovan will make his debut with the San Diego Sockers. But there are plenty of other games this week, and I'm here to predict those for you, so let's jump right into it. Starting off on Thursday, we have Flash de Monterrey visiting the Dallas Sidekicks. This game is a repeat of a game on Sunday where these two played in Monterrey, and the Flash won 7-4. Now, I expect this game to be a bit closer because it is in Dallas, but overall, I still think the Flash are the far better team, so I'm picking Monterrey to win this game. Moving on to Friday, we have the Baltimore Blast visiting the Mississauga MetroStars. The Blast had an interesting weekend. They were destroyed by Utica on Friday, then on Sunday they did some destroying of their own when they dismantled the Heat. That win against the Heat not only seemed to serve as a great bounce back for the Blast, but it also snapped a 3-game losing streak that they had going, and it seemed to snap them out of a weird funk they had found themselves in. Meanwhile, Mississauga continues to struggle. They lost 13-5 to Utica on Sunday, so I'm picking the Blast to win this game. Also on Friday, we have the El Paso Coyotes visiting the Turlock Express. These two teams haven't exactly had the greatest seasons. They did play about a month ago in El Paso, where the Coyotes won by 1 goal. This game is in Turlock, and Turlock is a tough place to play, so I expect to see that result flipped. I'm picking the Express to win this game. Then on Saturday, the game where Landon Donovan will make his debut, the Tacoma Stars visiting the San Diego Sockers. San Diego is rolling right now. Last week they beat Ontario and Turlock on the road and still only have 1 loss on the season. Honestly, I don't think Donovan will make that much of a difference for them just because they're already playing at such a high level. Now, that 1 loss did come to Tacoma in San Diego. A lot like this game. But the Stars have just really lacked consistency this year. I think they have the capability of winning again in San Diego. I'm just not sure if I see it happening in this game, so I'm picking the Sockers to win on Saturday. Also on Saturday, we have the Orlando SeaWolves at the Florida Tropics. As I've said many times, Orlando seems to be getting better and better as the season progresses. The last time these two teams played in Florida, the SeaWolves won, and I think Orlando has just gotten better since then, so I'm picking the SeaWolves to win this game as well. And then for our final game on Saturday, we have my game of the week, the Milwaukee Wave visiting the Kansas City Comets. Over the past decade or so, these two teams have put on some great matchups. But the past couple of years, it hasn't been quite at the same level, mostly because Kansas City has been more or less in rebuilding mode. But I think Kansas City is starting to get back to the level they were once at, and I expect this game to be reminiscent of some of those great matchups between these two teams, which is why it's my game of the week. As for who I think is going to win, it's a tough decision. But Kansas City has been playing some pretty good soccer recently, and I think they're out to prove that that win they had in Milwaukee earlier this season was not a mistake. So I'm going to pick the Comets to win this game. Now that I think about it, a lot of people will probably pick the Wave in this game, so I'm going to give Milwaukee an upset watch because of that. Moving on to Sunday, we have the Harrisburg Heat visiting the Mississauga MetroStars. As I said earlier, I don't feel like I've seen that much improvement from Mississauga this season. On the other hand, I do feel like Harrisburg has shown some improvement this season. I know they got blown out by the Blast on Sunday, but before that they did beat Utica and the Blast back-to-back. So I do think Harrisburg has shown some improvement this season. The last time these teams played, Mississauga won, but it was a 1-goal win, and given what these teams have done since then, I'm going to pick the Heat to win this game. Dallas Sidekicks at the Rio Grande Valley Barracudas. The Barracudas just keep winning. They had another win last week over El Paso in a big way, and I expect them to win again on Sunday over the Sidekicks. El Paso Coyotes at the Ontario Fury. This will be the second game that El Paso has played on the road this weekend, and overall I think Ontario is just a better team, so I'm picking the Fury to win this game. San Diego Sockers at the Tacoma Stars, the back end of this home-and-home series. Much like the game in San Diego, I think the Stars have the capability of winning this game, but their inconsistent play this year makes me really hesitant to pick them. So I'm going to pick the Sockers in this game. But since the game is in Tacoma, I think there's a much greater chance the Stars do pull this win off, so I'm going to put the Sockers on upset watch, but they are still my official pick. And then finally on Monday, we have the Rio Grande Valley Barracudas visiting Flash de Monterrey. The last time these teams played, the game was in RGV, and the Barracudas had an impressive win over the Flash. That being said, I think these two teams are much more even than that game indicates. Also, this game is in Monterrey, and RGV has to play the night before, so I'm picking the Flash to win this game, but I think the game is going to be awfully close. And that will do it for this week's picks, but make sure you come back next week to see which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong, as well as my predictions for week 13. Also, I will be posting my mid-season predictions later this week, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.